Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be doing a follow-up video on my very first video ever posted, which is the why you shouldn't buy FEELGROUNDS shoes. This is going to be a little bit of a going through the comments, talking about what people have said about their experience with FEELGROUNDS or their experience with barefoot shoes as an alternative to FEELGROUNDS. So it's just going to be me talking to the camera. I'm going to be putting some screenshots, maybe some video clips in between so you guys can see what I'm talking about on screen. So apologies in advance if I'm not looking at the camera all the time. So let's jump into it. Alright guys, first of all I want to start by saying thank you very much to everyone who has viewed that video. My first ever video on the channel, and it's also my most popular video, still getting views, still bringing in subscribers, still having people comment on it all these months later, so that's really great to see. And of course I'm kind of just giving people what they want, a bit more barefoot content. So another note that I want to start off with is if you guys know of any barefoot shoe company that do size UK 14, which is a US 15 or an EU 49. If you know of a barefoot shoe company that do a shoe that size, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to check more companies out for myself, for you guys. And let's just jump into some of these comments. So first comment on the video was a comment simply saying that they feel like cheap £20 shoes. I will have screenshots in here so you can see the comment I'm talking about, and I am going to be paraphrasing a lot because I don't want to be rambling. But yeah, so from a barefoot aspect, these feel like cheap £20 shoes. It's not as big of an issue as I bought the white ones to wear in nicer weather, so this person's not really too concerned with how slippy they were, because they're to be worn in the summer months, white colour. But they are disappointed, and it's good to know that you could get a partial refund. So yeah, guys, if you do have an issue with your barefoot shoes, if you haven't seen my first video, FEELGROUNDS barefoot shoes, I had a lot of issues with them. The quality of the sole was terrible. I'm not going to go too much into it, but check that video out if you're interested. But yes, you can get a partial refund, which is what happened to me. And jumping into the next comment, this person's saying that he gets a lot of good comments on his shoes, because yes, I did say that in my original video. I do think they look quite good, but he's agreeing that the sole is garbage, and he stood on a thorn and it went straight through into his foot, and that never happened with his Vivo or his Vibram 5 finger shoes. So yeah, Vivo's definitely my go-to brand at the moment. Gia soles, you can get them made to measure per foot if required. So yeah, if you are looking for a barefoot shoe, apparently GEA soles, Gia soles, you get them made to measure, and they are whole shoes, not just the soles. So I'm probably going to go back and check that out, because I didn't see that follow-up comment, because in my reply comment I said, are these just insoles or are they the whole shoe? And they did actually reply back saying it's the whole shoe, and I didn't see that until now. If you want some suggestions for some barefoot shoe companies, please check out my previous video. People do comment on there saying companies that they enjoyed. Oh, so yeah, another one that came up literally just yesterday. Somebody asked if these were the updated soles. I don't know if I mentioned this in my first video. I'm pretty sure I did. But basically, during my communication with Vivo about obviously the issues I was having, they pointed out that they were coming out with an updated sole. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't really help me now, of course. So that did finally come out. It came out maybe last month. You can actually check it on the website right now. It does actually say, and I'll put, again, screenshots throughout. It does say that it's an updated sole only for the size and the shape. So a bigger size toe box and a more naturally shaped sole. So they haven't actually done anything to improve the integrity and the quality of the sole. And they actually have a disclaimer now on their website saying, please, hold on, I want to read this verbatim. And again, there will be a screenshot. So, note, the shoes are not suitable for activities that cause a lot of friction on the sole, as this can damage the soft sole. Again, please check out my original video. And that was after only a couple of weeks of wearing them. It was absolutely atrocious. And it says here, this model comes with our updated sole, which is slightly wider and shaped more naturally than the previous version. That's it. So they've done absolutely nothing to improve the integrity, even though they've come out with a boot, with like a walking style boot that's supposed to have a more rugged sole. They haven't used that material on their original shoes. Somebody saying, I wish I'd seen this before I got mine. Again, a couple more shoe company recommendations. People saying, thanks for the warning on the shoes. Somebody saying, they have some good designs, but yours and a few others that I've seen have shown unacceptable sole wear. I've seen better quality of build in a £10 or less pair of shoes from a budget supermarket, heavily overpriced. So yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head, and just like that other person with the £20 comment, they are quite nice looking, but in terms of the actual quality, not even just of the sole, but of the actual shoe, and even just the materials they use, they were talking about how it was like water resistant, knit fiber. It has the quality and kind of the appearance of a pair of shoes that you'd buy from a budget supermarket for a tenner. And I think you could probably get harder wearing shoes from Primark. If you're here in the UK, you'll know what I'm talking about. So here's another comment from a lady called Tina. As a German living in the UK, I've experienced the extreme politeness of the Brits compared to other nationalities. In contrast to that, Germans can be slightly abrasive in their straightforward way of saying things. I'm sure the customer rep didn't need to insult you. They are not used to that level of politeness and potentially feeling of insult if it's lacking. I did reply to Tina's comment if you want to check it out in the original video. But obviously I want to start by saying, well, I didn't feel personally insulted. I just don't think that was I was more just flabbergasted that was what they deemed a reliable or relevant excuse. Because like they've already put a note saying that people shouldn't do anything that might cause too much friction. So why not put something, hey, maybe not recommended for people over a certain weight, but of course they can't do that because that's discrimination, I guess. So, maybe they should work on their customer service. Maybe they should work on their official company policy excuse, and maybe they should just put their hands up and say, hey, our sole isn't that great, sorry you didn't like it, here's your money back. Not say, oh well, kind of depends on how big you are, kind of depends on the weather, kind of depends on the temperature of the concrete you're walking on. Don't do anything with too much friction. It's just not a good excuse. I wasn't personally offended. I just couldn't believe the audacity of giving that excuse, to be honest. And especially if hire a UK-based or native English-speaking customer service rep. Say, hey, even if it's just like a subcontract, can you please just proofread this email before I send it? It is kind of one of my biggest pet peeves about brands in general that aren't native English speakers and they're advertising in English. It's particularly an issue with vape companies who post a picture and on Instagram, for example, a sponsored ad on Instagram. Maybe it's just one of their regular posts, and the caption is just pretty much complete gibberish but they're a big internationally sold, internationally known vape manufacturer. Why can't they hire someone who's a native English speaker to at least just proofread the Instagram posts before they send them, So that's just so things don't get lost in translation, because any English person would read that and say, you're basically calling that guy fat. Maybe don't send it like that. So that's all I really wanted to say to Tina. She said, I appreciate your criticism. She's been wearing Vivo barefoots for years and really likes them, and she gets them secondhand on eBay, so that's great. There is a lot of years left in those shoes, like Tina says. So just a note to Vivo, to FEELGROUNDS, if you're checking this out, just maybe ask someone to proofread your messages before you reply to people's emails. And then somebody posted a comment that I thought was quite humorous. They're delivering on their promise to help you feel the ground by slipping and falling on your face. So I found that one quite funny when I first read that. That was posted over a month ago by Daniel. So yeah, that's kind of it for the comments. It's a lot of people saying thanks for the review. I almost pulled the trigger on buying these shoes until I saw your reviews, stuff like that. So I want to thank everybody for their support and for their kind comments. So we are going to leave it there, guys, because I've been rambling for a pretty long time. So if you liked this one, hit that like button. If you enjoyed it a lot, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.